And welcome back. It is now 6:25 on your Wednesday morning. Dr. Jen Klabunde joins us from Northwood Animal Hospital. Now, today for Pet Talk, we're talking about kind of basically how to protect our pets from this colder weather, because as we've been talking about, we're seeing a lot of snow, lots of ice, and temperatures getting well below that freezing degree mark.
Right. And Thomas, you hear about this so often in the summertime because heat in your pet is such a very life-threatening situation, especially when you lock them in your cars. In the wintertime, we really don't hear about it as much, and so I get this question almost daily into my office, can I leave my pet in my car, dog primarily, when I run into the grocery store? Can I go to the mall, or can I go, wherever? Is it safe to leave them in the vehicle?
I was going to say, it sounds like it wouldn't, because they have they have a coat, so you would think they'd be warm, but I'm starting to think that may be a little dangerous. I don't know.
Well, it can be dangerous, but the reason that we don't hear about it as often in the winter as we do in the summer is because they do have that winter coat, and it's normally not as big of an issue. There are lots of breeds out there that are perfectly fine in the winter, even in bitter cold temperatures, wind chill below zero. They're fine. They were bred for that, to stay out for hours and hours and hours. And these would be your Malamutes, your Huskies. These dogs were sled dogs. They were bred to withstand bitterly cold temperatures. But then we also have thin-coated small breeds, like Chihuahuas,
or like a
little
Maltese
York,
or something like that.
All of these.
The ones that the women put in their
purses,
and take with them everywhere.
Right, and so with these dogs, we have to be really careful, and really if it's too cold for us, it is too cold for them. They make all kinds of cute little jackets and booties that you can always dress your pet up, and it sounds silly, but it really does keep them warm, especially in these smaller breeds. The other thing you really have to be careful of this time of year is age and health status, because young pets, older pets, especially those pets who are compromised because they have an internal disease like diabetes or kidney issues or heart disease, they're not going to be able to withstand the cold temperatures as well as a young, healthy dog.
We're joined again by Jen Klabunde from Northwood Animal Hospital. And earlier in Pet Talk, we talked about leaving your animals in the car around the holidays or in the snow. But now we're kind of looking at some of the holiday hazards and the different things that dogs and cats can get into. So right now I'm kind of thinking more like the stockings and candy, like what do we need to worry about as far as pets in our food?
And the biggest thing this time of year is going to be your chocolates, and everybody knows this, but dark chocolate is especially toxic, going to milk chocolate and then white chocolate. Baker's chocolate is a very dark chocolate, so it's, and women especially love the dark chocolate this time of year. Love to put it in the stocking. Santa likes to bring it to us, so just be careful, keep it up.
Okay, keep those away from the dogs and any animals, I guess. What about plants? Because I know we've got Christmas trees, we've got wreaths, and there's like mistletoe and all sorts of things. What are we working with?
And we've briefly hit on this before, mistletoe and poinsettias. There's a myth out there, a little wives' tale, that they're highly toxic. They're actually really not, as much as you would think. They can cause vomiting, of course, and GI upset, but the real ones that are a concern that you want to look at are your Christmas holly, your lilies, things. Christmas rose is another one, a plant that is very common this time of year. You can buy it in the stores. So the Christmas rose, hollies, and lilies, definitely stay away from.
Very dangerous for the animals.
They are.
Okay. Now, what about when we're outside and going to start your car? I know there are some dangers surrounding vehicles and your pets.
Right, and especially this time of year, it's very cold outside. Cats that are living outdoor, feral cats, or even your own cat, are looking for warm places to hide, and they can crawl up underneath your car. And there's lots of places, I guess, for them to get in the little nooks and crannies. I've never looked under a car, but I know that this is a problem. And so they can also climb up on your tires, anywhere that it's warm. So before you start your car, if you leave it outside overnight, you want to make a little bit of noise, maybe bang your truck a little bit. Get them knowing that that you're there and the car is going to be starting, because it does happen, and cats get very injured. with this. The other thing this time of year is antifreeze.
Okay.
And this is incredibly toxic. Even a few licks can kill a cat. So keep all of your antifreeze up. They've actually changed the formula a little bit so that it's not as sweet and good tasting as it used to be, but it's still very appealing to them. They love to eat it. It's commonly on the ground, and you really need to make sure that that's cleaned up.
All right. Thanks so much for all these tips, Jen. We're going to throw it now over to Joe Charleboy.